Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Monica here. If you are new here, my name is Monica. I live in North Dakota. I am a wife, mom, worship leader, and I am currently healing from a chronic illness called PPPD. If you want to know more about PPPD, and maybe that's why you stumbled upon my videos in the first place, I have a lot of videos talking about a whole variety of different things that you guys can check out. Today specifically though, I want to talk more to the ladies because this is pretty much gonna just involve them. But if you're male, feel free to stick around if you want to hear about the other side of something that I'm struggling with that is not making it any easier to heal from PPPD, and I'll explain from that. So anyways, I was like, I'm not sure how to really start this out, but I will give a little bit of a background. Most of you know that it has been a little over 2 years since I got sick, and so it's definitely been a process with everything. The first year, super terrible. The second year, I've definitely got into doing therapies and all the different kind of stuff that's really helped get me out and about and into my community again and really living, although I still deal with symptoms on the daily. Even currently today, to be completely real and 100% honest with you guys, this is one of my worst days right now, and it has to pertain to this video and why I'm making it. So towards the beginning, I noticed, and my husband also noticed, that this has to do with my cycle. So if this is gonna be too much information for some of you or it makes you uncomfortable, feel free to click out and go, you can watch something else. But I really felt this was super important because that I'll explain in the future here. Just give me a moment. So anyways, backstory. My husband and I both noticed a few months into this thing. At the time, we didn't even know what I had. It took a year to get diagnosed, but we noticed that, and it wasn't by chance, it just kind of like within conversation, I'd be like, oh, why are my eyes so much worse today? And just for reference, so I don't have to continually say this, when I'm talking about my eyes, it's not my prescription. My eyes aren't blurry, it's my perception of things. So it's an eye-brain thing, okay, that I'm talking about when I say my eyes, okay? And I'm like, why are my eyes so bad right now? And it dawned on us that every time, like right before my cycle, my eyes would get worse. And every time I would mention it to a doctor or anybody, they kind of just dismissed it. I told a few people and there was no help. They're like, well, we'll just, you know, have you see this doctor and see this doctor, you know, the whole thing. So I just kind of put that on the back burner because, to be honest, I'm like, yeah, it was kind of weird that every time right before I got my cycle, my vision was getting worse. But compared to all the other things I had going on with the PPPD that I didn't know I had yet, I was like, it wasn't top priority on my list, okay? Speed along here. Keep in mind, this happened literally every single month, and still does. And so I guess I should also say, prior to getting sick, I did not have many PMS symptoms. I did not have vision changes. I never got depressed or anxious, nothing. Like literally, I would get some cramps the first day or two and that was it. I was very fortunate in that area. So this is all new, okay? All brand new, of course. So anyways, so the second year of really going through therapies and really I've started healing my body. I've learned how to retrain my brain, and I'm really working on watching my thoughts and what I'm saying and just everything. I have improved tremendously. I still have symptoms every day, but for most days, they're pretty mild. Like I feel like I'm getting there, and But here's the thing, and I'm gonna share one story with you because this finally like just put things, like I basically put my foot down because I'm like, no more of this. So when we were on vacation last month, we went to the East Coast. I did tremendous on most of that trip. About 4 or 5 days into the trip, I want to say about 4 days or so, I woke up one morning and it was like literally a switch was flipped and I was a completely different person in the aspects of, I woke up instantly with anxiety. My vision was terrible. I was super dizzy. I just didn't feel good. Everything, all of my symptoms were way worse. And now that's not abnormal for me. That does happen sometimes, but this time it was super obvious that I went from feeling really pretty darn well to like terrible. Like I've been worse in the past, yes, but like that fluctuating, that's hard to deal with, okay? And so my husband, I remember that morning while we're on vacation on the beach, he's like, let's go for a walk on the beach, you know, because he knows, we've learned when symptoms arise, we've got to try to get out of my head and the way I'm feeling. My symptoms are real, but we have to start focusing on other things. And ultimately, that's how we're going to get better. That's retraining our brain, okay? And so he's like, let's go walk on a beach. I'm like, yes, great idea. Obviously, I live far away from an ocean normally, and so I love the ocean. So we went and did that, and it was not good. That day, things that didn't bother me prior on vacation bothered me. The waves were too loud. I didn't really like the sand on my feet. It was way too busy. It was too bright outside. Literally all the senses, everything except for my sense of smell, that's never been an issue for me, was extremely heightened. And I remember we walked maybe half a mile and I told him I have to come back because I was feeling so sick. And that day I did have to spend some time in bed. It did not dawn on me that day in particular because this has happened to me many, many times. But this one was a little bit worse than I had been experiencing in a long time. So anyways, I kind of rested that afternoon, not the whole day, just for a little bit in the afternoon, and to try to get my symptoms to chill out. So I just kind of decompressed, did what I need to do. I did a lot of tips that are in my 10 things that help triple PD video. I did a lot of those things, and then it wasn't until the next day that it dawned on me that, oh my gosh, I don't know why I didn't think about it that day, but maybe because I was on vacation, I wasn't thinking about it, obviously, but I realized that I was a week from basically getting my cycle. And I've noticed, because I've actually started tracking, and I get it every 26 to 28 days. And usually 5 to 7 days before I get my period is when these other symptoms will arise. Basically, it'll heighten all my other sensory things, but also on top of it, not that, as if that's not enough to deal with, it causes major depression. Every month it's not like super bad, but some months are pretty scary. And also just the vision stuff gets way worse. And so my husband and I both talked, we're like, because when this happens, it's not, you know, yes, it gets better after I get my period, and then I slowly start getting a little bit better again and things aren't so bad. But like my husband and I were talking on that trip, we're like, that was so drastic, and we're like, this obviously is not triple PD, but whatever is happening inside my body is making the triple PD worse. And I feel like I feel like in my healing journey, I literally have been steady, just kind of climbing up like this, and I've been getting better and better and better. But when, like that week before I'm supposed to get my cycle, like I'm like this, and then I'm like going down like right away. And I feel like I kind of fall into this hole, and then I get my period and literally I feel like I have to climb back out. So it's a constant roller coaster every single month. And like I said, we finally were like, no, we've got to figure out what is going on, because I feel like all the things that I've learned to do to get better with the triple PD and the therapy and the neuroplasticity and the prayer and everything that I'm doing, like I'm getting better. But when my cycle comes, it's like it totally like dismantles a lot of things, and I refuse to have that keep happening. Because another like thing for me, I know I'm not a big person, and this isn't about weight or anything like that. It's whatever. But, and I'm gonna throw out numbers, but since I've had my children, I've been steady. Like I have not, like, keep in mind my baby is 13 years old. So for the last 13 years or so, I've weighed like 115 pounds, give or take a couple of pounds. And within just the last year, I've gained 20 pounds. And that's just not normal for me. I don't go from staying a steady weight for that like a decade, over a decade, and then boom, you know, I'm gaining all this weight. And like I said, it's not even about that. It's whatever, you know. And the point is, there's something going on within my body that needs some leveling out. So long story short, I wanted to share this because I know I have briefly mentioned it in the past, and I guarantee I'm probably not the only other one struggling with this. So you guys know I want to share what's going on in my journey and what's up. And so I did, well, when I got home for vacation, I didn't just want, because I didn't have a gynecologist that I always saw. I didn't have like just one person in particular. And so, especially in my area, nobody knew what triple PD was. Like my therapist and stuff, they all kind of had to learn about it when they started working with me. So I was like, man, but I can't just see anyone, because I need somebody who's knowledgeable with what I'm going through, because, you know, I don't know, maybe I just need to get rid of my cycle, but you can't just put me on some kind of birth control and just like wish me luck, you know. It's not that simple for somebody who has like these sensory issues, you know. Because just for example, like I'm sensitive to like everything, and medicines and SSRIs and different things, and because currently I'm on an antibiotic because I got some teeth removed, and I've never had problems with taking antibiotics in the past, but right now it's causing insomnia. Like I can't sleep at night since I started taking it, and that just shows how hypersensitive my body is. So I need to see somebody that has some knowledge with triple PD. So when I got back from vacation, I didn't set up an appointment. I wanted to talk to my OT because she knows a lot of people in town, and I wanted her opinion. And so she gave me a couple of names of some people, and she's gonna write them and tell them this lady about my condition. So she's already gonna have some knowledge before I see her, which is amazing. Yeah, she's incredible. But anyways, so next week is the appointment, and so it's going to be interesting because essentially, you know, I'm going to be visiting with somebody who most likely doesn't know much about triple PD, but thanks to my OT, like she's gonna, I think, kind of inform her or let her know some things, you know, on the condition or whatever, because I need some help in this area, because I truly feel if I can get this controlled, I'm gonna like heal a lot quicker. I don't know, I just feel really good about it, and I really truly feel that that's gonna happen. But I kind of wanted to bring you guys on this journey too, because I'm pretty sure there was 1 or 2 of you that mentioned to me as well that you do have a problem with this area. And, you know, so if I can share some tips or things that, you know, are being shared with me that I can share with you, I'm gonna do that. And yeah, so like I said, sorry guys, but this is leaning a little bit more towards the ladies side, but it's just something I'm having to deal with right now, unfortunately. And though I can't remember if I said this or not, but I'm 37 years old. So, you know, I am at that age where things can start changing. And so, I don't know. I just wanted to kind of do a video before I go see the doctor, just so then when I do an update on that visit, you guys will already have the background story and the knowledge and all the stuff behind why I'm going to see this doctor next. Because ultimately I am done with all my therapies. I've graduated OT, I'm done with vestibular, I no longer see a speech therapist. I am pretty much done with doctors for therapy reasons. Because my OT told me, she said, honestly, I've learned everything I need to know, and although I'm not better yet, I have all the tools that I need to succeed. And so I am on this journey of now trying to figure out this part and then do what I need to in this area. And then once I get this regulated and figured out, then I can, you know, I just feel like I'm gonna be able to hone in on this triple PD more and really get out of this and get completely healed from this, because I do believe it's possible. I say that all the time. I do not believe I'm gonna live with this the rest of my life. I refuse to live with this the rest of my life. And yeah, so that's what's going on right now. I hope this was helpful. If it was, as always, give it a thumbs up, like this video, and please subscribe if you haven't. And you can also follow me over on Instagram at newlifesparrow23, and feel free to message me if you would like, if you have any other questions or anything, to be honest. Just want to chit chat a little bit. So hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.